Hi, welcome to the video solution for past paper. This is Cambridge IGCSE Physics January 2021 paper code 0625 paper 2. So let's start. Question number 1, which piece of apparatus is the most suitable for measuring the mass of a pencil sharpener? This is a typical question in exam. They ask you type of instrument or apparatus that can be used to measure some specific or given quantity. So there are 4 or 5 quantities and measuring instrument they keep asking, and I'm just giving you the list. It is a good idea if you can note it down, so it will be a good help. So to measure a mass of any object, we generally use top pan balance or digital balance. For weight, which is in fact gravitational force, is measured from a spring balance or Newton meter. Length is measured meter rule. Very small thickness, diameter of a wire, thickness of a coin, these kinds of stuff, we use micrometer, screw gauge. Current, ampere meter. Voltage is measured from voltmeter. Volume of a liquid, another typical quantity, volume of a liquid is measured from measuring cylinder. So the option is we need to measure mass, and the instrument or apparatus is digital balance. So option is A. Measuring cylinder cannot be option because this is for volume. This is Newton meter for weight, and ruler is for length. Okay, question number 2. 4 balls with different masses are dropped from the heights shown. Air resistance may be ignored. Which ball has the smallest average velocity? Remember, whenever objects are dropped, then speed at the bottom, you drop some object and you know that object is falling down and down and down, and just before hitting, at that moment the velocity does not depend on the mass. Whatever the mass of the object is, this velocity only depends on height. The reason is, formula for velocity, if you recall your theory, the velocity at the bottom, this is the height h, and you need to find velocity at the bottom or at the ground. So velocity v would be equal to 2gh. Remember, 2 and g, those are constant. H is the height. So velocity is depending upon a square root of height or height. So if height is greater, then the velocity will be higher. You need to find the smallest velocity. So smallest velocity will be of the object which is dropped from the small height, which is 1 meter. So this is the object which has the smallest average speed or velocity. Option is A. And the higher velocity will be of object D, if they ask you which one is the highest velocity. Question number 3. A ball is thrown vertically upward through the air. The air resistance acts on the ball. This is important statement. Air resistance is acting. Which graph shows how speed varies with time? Remember, when you throw an object upward, so you give maximum velocity in order to throw. So here the velocity is maximum, and as the object is moving upward, so velocity will be decreasing. Velocity will be continuously decreasing until it reaches at maximum height. Maximum height, where velocity will be 0. So at start, velocity is maximum and it will be decreasing until it reaches at maximum height, where velocity is 0. So all graph A, B, C, D, all graph, the first section is showing velocity maximum and velocity 0. Velocity maximum, velocity is 0. Velocity maximum, velocity is 0. But the thing is, because air resistance is acting, so the deceleration or acceleration will not be constant, because air is acting. Air resistance, or sorry, acceleration will be decreasing. At the bottom, acceleration will be equal to g, which is 10. Or for new syllabus, because 10 is for those students who are giving exam in 2022, but from 2023 the value of G will no longer be 10, it will be 9.8. So for you guys 2022 candidate, G is 10. So at the bottom, when you just throw the ball, acceleration will be 10. But as the ball rises up, air resistance is acting. So acceleration will not be 10, it will be less than 10. Maybe 9.9. And as ball goes up, acceleration will be 9.7, 9.6 and 9.5 and so on. Acceleration continuously decreasing and decreasing. So acceleration is decreasing. Remember, velocity is decreasing, acceleration is decreasing. While if you see the graph, the first part, velocity is decreasing but acceleration is constant, because we have a straight line. Gradient of the line is, steepness of the line is constant, so gradient is constant, so acceleration is constant. So option cannot be A. Option B, velocity is decreasing, which is true, but gradient is increasing. Gradient is increasing. That means acceleration is increasing, while practically acceleration should decrease. In option C, velocity is decreasing, gradient is decreasing, so this is true. But the next part, you see the velocity when the object starts falling down, so velocity increases and acceleration decreased, because at some point, because resistance is acting, at some point object must reach with some terminal velocity, constant velocity. So in the second part is showing that acceleration, velocity is increasing and increasing and increasing, continuously keep increasing, which is wrong. Acceleration, velocity has to reach at some constant value. So option B is wrong, option C is wrong, option is D, because for second half, when the object or the ball is falling down, velocity keep increasing and increasing until it reaches at some constant speed. And if you keep moving on, then the graph will be a straight line which shows the terminal velocity. But it is not mentioned here, so it's fine. So option is D. Question number 4. What is the best description of meaning of the mass of an object? Mass, remember, mass is the resist in the motion. So the resistance in the motion or state of motion is called mass. So if you see the description, the space occupied by an object, this is not a mass, this is volume. The force that gravity exerts on the object, this is not the mass, this is weight. This is the definition of weight. The resistance of the object to change in motion, yes, this is the definition of mass. The closeness of packing of molecules in the object, this is the definition of density or concept of density. So your option is C. A measuring cylinder contains 40 centimeter cube of water. A stone of mass 94 gram is lowered into the water so that it is fully submerged as shown. This is the stone. This is the new reading after submerging stone. What is the density of the stone? So density D is equal to mass divided by volume, and mass is 94 gram. Let's check, do we need to convert into kilogram? All options are given in gram, so we don't need to convert gram, so we can use direct the number 94 divided by volume. Here volume is volume of the stone. Initial volume of the water is 40. New volume of water including stone is 76. So volume of the stone will be 76 minus 40. Once you solve this, and then your answer will be 2.61. So option is D. Question 6. The extension load graph for a spring is shown. The unstretched length of the spring is 17 centimeter. When an object is suspended from the spring, the length of the spring is 19.2. What is the weight of the object? So weight of the object, in fact, the load that we are hanging, due to which we have extension. So first we find the extension delta L. Delta L will be 19.2 minus 17, which is 2.2. Now clearly this 2.2 you can measure from the graph. This is 2, 2.1, 2.2, and then corresponding load here is 3. So the load is 3 Newton, which is equal to the weight of the object. So option is D. Question number 7. A satellite orbits the Earth in an anti-clockwise direction at constant speed as shown. When the satellite is in the position shown, in which direction does the resultant force act upon it? Again, a typical question in MCQs. They give you some particle in a circular path. So a particle moving in a circular path, regardless clockwise or anti-clockwise. This is the center of the path, and this is the particle moving clockwise or anti-clockwise. Remember, there is a resultant force acting. This resultant force is called centripetal force, and this centripetal or resultant force always acts towards the center at all the point, towards the center. So if object is here, centripetal force will be acting towards the center. If particle comes here, centripetal force or resultant force acting will be in this direction. If particle comes here, centripetal force will be acting towards the center all the time. So option is D. Question number 8. A tennis ball has a mass 57 gram. A tennis player hits the tennis ball with a tennis racket. The tennis ball has a velocity of 25 when it hits the rocket. So this will be initial velocity. The velocity of the tennis ball when it leaves the player's racket is 51. This is final velocity in opposite direction. So we will take minus 15 because direction is opposite. The average force exerted by the tennis racket is 35 Newton. This is force. For how long the tennis ball remain in contact with the tennis racket? This is the delta T we need to find. So this is all about momentum or change in momentum or impulse. So we have a formula, F is equal to m v minus u divided by delta T. So you need to find for how long, that means delta T. So delta T would be equal to m v minus u divided by force. In this case, the mass, which is 57 gram, so this mass must be in kilogram, dividing by 1000. So 0.057 v minus u. V is minus 15, opposite direction, minus initial velocity 25 divided by force 35. So delta T is equal to minus 0.065. Remember, time is not negative. Time cannot be negative, so you can ignore this negative sign. In fact, we can ignore negative sign here, but it's fine. Delta T is 0.065 seconds, so your option is C. Question number 9. This question is about 4 methods used to produce electrical energy. Which method has a correct description? This is the method. These are to our description. A hydroelectric power station. Is this renewable? Yes, this is correct. Does it emit carbon dioxide? No, this is also correct. So option is A. Let's check the other. Coal fire, renewable? No, this is correct. It emits carbon dioxide. They are saying no. No, this method emits. It should be yes. So this is wrong description. A wind turbine is a renewable? Yes, this is wrong description. This is also wrong description. Nuclear power is a renewable? Not. No, it is not renewable. This says emit. No. So only correct description. Both correct descriptions is A. A stone is released from rest from a height of a building. Air is ignored. What is the velocity of the ball or of the stone? It has fallen 5 meters. Object is falling. We need to find the velocity when it hits the ground or when it has fallen 5 meters. V is equal to 2GH root. So 2 times 10 times 5 root. Again, this 10 I'm using for those students who are giving exam in 2022. This is the last exam that we are using G is equal to 10 Newton per kg. From 2023 and onward, the value of G will be 9.8 Newton per kg. For those students who are watching this in 2023 examination, so you must use 9.8. So this is 100 root is 10, so velocity will be 10 meter per second when the object or stone has fallen the distance of 5 meter or height of 5 meter. Option is B. Question 11. The power output of an electric motor is 400. This is PI. The efficiency of the motor is 85%. E. How much power is wasted? Wasted power, PW. So first we find output power because efficiency and input power is given. So efficiency is output divided by input. So output power would be equal to efficiency multiplied by input power. So you can say 0.85. Efficiency 85%. When you remove percent, you write 0. Divided by 100. 0.85 times 400. And output power would be equal to 340 watt. But this is the output, but they are asking wasted. So power wasted will be input minus output, which is 400 minus 340, 60 watt. So option is A. Question 12. A book has a mass of 400 gram mass. A surface of the book is in contact with the table has a dimension this is length, this is width or breadth. The gravitational field strength is G, 10. What is the pressure exerted on the table? Again, a typical question. A solid object is placed on the horizontal surface or table. So this is horizontal surface, maybe a ground or a table. This is a solid object. So this solid object is applying pressure on the horizontal surface. So pressure P is equal to F upon A. In the case of solid object placed on a horizontal surface, this force is basically weight of the object, mg. In this case, we will do P is equal to mg upon A, area. M is the mass. In this case, mass must be in kilogram. Gram is given. Kilogram dividing by 1000, 0.4 times G into 10. Divided by area. Area is length multiplied by width, 0.1 into 0.2. Once you solve that, your pressure will be 200 Newton per meter square. So option is D. Question number 13. A horizontal metal plate of area 0.5 meter square lies at the bottom of a lake at a depth of 40 meter. This is depth, or in generally we say height or depth from the surface. The density of the water, this is rho, density of the water, and the gravitational field strength G, 10. What is the downward force acting on the plate due to water? So you know that pressure of the liquid P is rho G H, and we need to find force. And force is force we can find pressure. Pressure is force upon area into rho G H, and make F as a subject. So F is equal to rho G H into area. So rho is 1000, G is 10, height, which is the depth, 40, area is 0.5. So answer will be equal to 200,000 Newton. This is the force. So 200,000, this 1000 you can write as K. So option is C. Question number 5. Which row describe the force between the molecules and the motion of molecule in the gas? So in a gas, forces between the molecules, they are weakest force, not strong. So A and B immediately gone. C and D both are correct description. Forces are weak. And the molecule in a gas, so move freely, vibrate only. No, this is wrong description. This is the correct description. So option is C. Question number 15. A very small pollen grain are suspended in water. A bright light shines from the side. We looked at the through the microscope. A small speck of light are seen to be moving in a random, jerky manner. What are the moving speck of light? So basically what is happening, this is called Brownian motion, in which a speck is collided by the water molecule. So this is the speck and these are the water molecules. So this water molecule hit and a speck is moving in this direction and then hit by the second molecule and then a speck goes in that direction. So we have a random motion. So that is all about a speck hit by the water molecule. So pollen grain being hit by water molecule, again a typical question of Brownian motion. So option is B. A hole is drilled in a metal plate. What happens to the length of the plate to the diameter of the hole when the plate is cooled? So you have a plate and you drill a hole anywhere. So when something is cooling, then the size of the object or solid is decreased. So length is going to decrease. It will be smaller from this side. So length is going to decrease and also width is going to decrease. That means the size of the hole from the left or right or up and down is also going to decrease. So length is going to decrease, diameter is also going to decrease because it is going to contract from this direction and also from this direction. That's why both are going to decrease. So option is A. Which statement describe a sensitive liquid in sensitivity or describe a sensitive liquid in glass thermometer? Okay, it's all about sensitivity. Sensitivity means how much increase in length of the thread or length of the liquid in per degree rise in temperature. So longer the higher the increase in the thread or larger the length in each degree, sensitive the thermometer is. So a thermometer which can be used to know, this is all about robust and range of the thermometer. A thermometer which gives same increase in the length. This is linearity, not sensitivity thermometer, which is accurate because it has been nothing to do with that. A thermometer which gives a large increase in the length of the liquid in each degree of the temperature. This is the sensitivity. So two things are important. One is linearity, that same increase in length in each degree. This is called linearity. But for question number 17, this topic is not included in the new syllabus from 2023. So this is only for 2022 students. So option is D. Question number 18. A block of aluminium of mass 2 kg has an initial temperature 20 degree. It absorbs 7300 joule delta E of thermal energy. The specific heat capacity C of this. What is the final temperature? T2. So we find first change in temperature. So you know that delta E is equal to MC delta T. So delta T is equal delta T change in temperature. Delta T is delta E upon M into C. That means 7300 divided by mass is 2 kilogram, specific heat is 913. So delta T will be 4 degree and delta T is T2 minus T1 equal to 4 degree. So T2 is equal to 4 plus T1, which is 20, 24. Option is C. A student sets up 4 cans. Each can contain the same mass of water at 90 degrees. The cans are identical except for the outside surface. Which can will cool down the fastest? Cool down means good emitter. So remember, black and dull. Black are good absorber. Good absorber and good emitter as well. Good emitter. So black and dull, they are good absorber and good emitter. They become hot quickly, they become cold quickly. So dull and black surface will be cooled down the fastest. Option is A. Thermal energy is transferred by conduction in a metal bar. Which statement is not correct? Not correct. Thermal energy is conduction. Fast vibrating ions leaves the surface. Of course, this is incorrect statement. Ions does not leave. Ion remains in the object or in the rod, only vibrate. So fast free moving electrons carry thermal energy. This is true. Ions vibrate in striking neighboring. This is true. Ions vibrate but do not change the position. So all the three are true. A is not correct. So option is A. I hope you understand. If you have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much. Have a nice time.